Okay, I'm going to share life tip number one with you guys. It's just something I've learned and picked up from having to be frugal and make things work. This is Dr. Bronner's Pure Castile soap. I know it comes in a lot of different scents. Like I have almond and tea tree oil and eucalyptus. I know it comes in peppermint and a baby one and citrus and lavender and rose and a couple of others. I use this for everything. You can use it as laundry soap, you can use it as shampoo, you can use it to wash your dishes, and an all-purpose cleaner. It comes in bottles from 2 ounces all the way up to a gallon. Um, this is a 4-ounce bottle that I got at Squash Blossom, and it was $3.99. I know that the gallons usually run somewhere between $15 and $20. Sounds like a lot, and this doesn't look like a lot for $4, but it does a lot because you don't use just this. You dilute it with water. And there is a Dr. Bronner's dilution cheat sheet online, and if anyone needs that, I can find it and get it for you. I like the tea tree oil one to give dogs a bath. It helps with fleas. Just don't use it on cats because the cats can't handle the tea tree that's in there. It messes with their equilibrium, and if too much exposure, it could kill them. The eucalyptus one is really good for, like if the kids are congested or something. I'll put a warm bath and put a little bit of this in there, and it seems to help a little. And they also have a lavender one, which is really good for cranky kids. Also, remember that whenever you put this in water, like if you're doing dishes with it and you put it into your sink, it's not going to bubble up like say Dawn would. It's just going to look like water, but there's soap in it, and it does the job. It does really well actually doing dishes. I like to do dishes with the almond one. And it seems like it doesn't dry out your hands like the regular dish soaps do. I know you can get them at Squash Blossom. AzureStandard.com has them. You can order them straight from the Dr. Bronner's website. A lot of feed stores have them because a lot of people use them on their animals because they don't have the chemicals and stuff in it that the washes that are marketed as animal washes do. So they're really good for that. Walmart may have them. I thought that I saw some the other day, but they just had the little bottles. I think I was at Walmart. If they had them, it could be in one of 3 places. I mean, it could be with your laundry soap, it could be with your bath soap. And I want to say maybe in the pharmacy, but I'm not 100% sure that Walmart has them. And I think that was it. I just like to keep these on hand because if I run out of something at midnight and I'm cleaning, I don't have to either try to go to the store at midnight or put it off till the next day. I can just substitute this and use it for pretty much anything that I need some kind of soap for. Okay, let's get started on our laundry soap. I am going to use OxyClean as one of my add-ins because I love this one. It's the Odor Blasters. I really like this one because I have teenage stinky boys, and this helps a lot with their laundry. I'm going to use the Zote soap flakes because they're a little bit finer and it's a lot easier than having to grate down a Zote bar. In this recipe, you do not need both. You don't need Zote and a felt napsa bar. You just need one or the other. And you can use whichever one you have or whichever one you can find. The Zote flakes, it's a lot easier. And you get a little bit more because this is a 14-ounce bar and that is a 17-ounce box. So you get a little bit more. Plus, I tend to waste a lot when I have to grate the bar down because a lot of it will get gummy and I won't use that part. So I really like the flakes. But I keep this on hand too because it's really good to put like on stains. It'll help get stains out of your clothes too. Now I want to talk to you about the borax, okay? Borax is not a required ingredient in laundry soap. Most recipes that you're going to find on Pinterest or on the internet are going to have borax in them. Borax has a kind of controversial thing. It's not like a required ingredient, but a lot of people use it because it helps boost and it helps to clean the items a little bit better sometimes, and it's really all personal preference. Basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a basic recipe, and then you can take it and make it yours and make it what works for your family. I use the borax because I like how my system works. But if you do have someone in your family that has sensitive skin, if you're going to make your homemade laundry soap, do a small test batch if you're going to use the borax to make sure it is not irritating their skin, because you don't want to make a bunch of it and then not be able to use it or have to rewash everything that you've already washed with it. So I just say use that at your preference. If you want to, you do it. If not, don't do it. It doesn't have to be in the recipe. You can just leave it out. And then this is one that I also use, is the Arm & Hammer Super Washing Soda. You have to have some kind of booster in your laundry soap. I mean, you can use just the Zote flakes and wash laundry with that just fine, but I don't feel like it does the job all by itself. I am also putting in Purex crystals because, again, I have stinky boys and it just smells really good, and I like for people to know that I'm doing laundry when they pull up in my driveway. So we're going to start by adding 1 cup of the Zote flakes to my food processor, because I'm going to pulse them a couple times just to get them a little bit finer, so it'll be more of like a industrial laundry soap, I guess is what I'm trying to say, where it's a little bit smaller, so that way it's going to be more like I'm using a bought laundry soap in my washer, because it's a HE, it's a high energy efficient washer, and it just seems to work a little bit better. So I have, and you always want to use 1-to-1 ratio. If I use 1 cup of Zote, I need 1 cup of my OxiClean, 1 cup of borax, and 1 cup of my washing soda, and 1 cup of my Purex. It's a 1-to-1 ratio. Whatever you put in of one ingredient, you have to put the same amount in the other ones. I mean, I have, like with my Purex crystals, I have made it before, and I only had a 3/4 of a cup left in the bottle, so I just put that in there. It's not a really big deal with the add-ins, but for your 3 main ingredients, you need to make sure it's 1-to-1, or if you're just doing the soda and the Zote, 1-to-1. I'm just going to make a small batch today just to kind of show you guys how to do it, but again, Zote flakes in the food processor, and I'm going to add a little bit of my washing soda to this just because I think it helps, and that's probably just me because it probably does nothing. But never, ever, ever will I put borax in my food processor. I only have one food processor, and I use this for other things, and I use it for food. The washing soda and the Zote, to me, are more just like a soap, and they are probably equivalent to probably what I use to wash dishes, so that doesn't bother me so much. This will not ever go in that. So I'm going to pulse this real quick. It's going to get loud for a second. I'll be right back. Okay, we are back, and that is a lot finer than what it was. I don't know if you guys can see. It's more like a powder now. So, now I'm going to start mixing my ingredients. This is a plastic bowl that I only use to make laundry soap. I've already got my cup of OxiClean and my cup of Purex crystals in here. I'm going to dump in my Zote and my little bit of washing soda that was there. I'm going to add the rest of my washing soda and the rest and my borax. Okay, I only use this measuring cup for laundry soap because of the borax. And then you got to mix it. I use a broken spatula stick because it works. And because I don't want to ruin a spoon. And then I just stir it up until it looks really even and consistent throughout. If I see a spot that looks more white and needs more blue, I will just kind of, and I always do this on a towel, because then I can just, if I spill something, I can just throw it in the washer and it's going to be fine. And that way I'm not trying to sweep up soap. And then, get that. There we go. Okay. And, whoa, sorry, hit the camera. This is what my soap looks like. Looks like powdered laundry soap. Now, to store this, and I know y'all are going to think, hang on. I know y'all are going to think this isn't a bunch. Well, it's not, because I made a small batch. But, normally, with our washing powders, when we buy powders, they want you to use the whole cup. You're not going to do that. You're going to use about half of that. The only thing I have ever used a whole cup on was when I had 2 kids in diapers and we had blowouts on our bed. And I used a whole cup on our bedding. That was the only time I remember ever using a whole cup of this. You're only going to use about that much. And that's for like normal water. You could even use less than this if it wasn't very soiled, you just wanted to refresh it. Just use about half of that and you would be fine. And if you're worried, and if it's, I mean, you can adjust it to how you feel you need it. Like if something's heavily soiled, you might add a little bit more. But like I say, this is just a basic recipe that you guys can take and make your own and make it how you like it. To store it, you just want a container that has a lid. I use this that I got at the Dollar Tree, and I have my recipe on there so I'll remember it. I got this at the Dollar Tree. I like this one because it actually clicks into place on the top, and it has a spout if I need to pour things, and they're only $1, so if I mess it up, it's not gonna be a big deal. But that is how I make my powdered laundry soap. I will make the liquid laundry soap tutorial, but that one is a 2-day process, so it may take just a little bit. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out to me and I will answer them the best that I can. Life tip number 2. Have you ever had someone call and say, hey, I'm coming over, and you're like, oh no, I need to refresh everything. And you realize you are out of Febreze, you are out of fabric refresher, all of it. And you have stinky boys. So, don't freak out. Whatever softener that you use, whatever kind it is, it doesn't matter. Take 1 capful of it, put it in an empty spray bottle, and fill the rest of it up with water, and you have instant Febreze. And if you're buying this anyways, and Febreze is basically just a little bit of scent and water and a lot of other chemicals, why add more chemicals? You can just use what you're already using and put it in a bottle and use that and save $5. That's life tip number 2.